So today we're going to be taking a look at some of my favorite Clone Wars era sets that I really want to be remade. Now, we're not only going to be talking about TV series, we're talking about generally the entire Clone War era in the Star Wars universe, so keep that in mind with today's video. Of course, guys, drop a like before we go in and get started. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for more videos coming very soon. Of course, let me know what you guys think of my list. What is your favorite set out of the list that you want to see be brought back into a LEGO set? Let me know down below. But first off, let's go ahead and start off with what is, in my opinion, the most honest, and I feel like I should say there's no particular order with these. It's just sort of top 10 regardless. The GUNSHIP 75021 Republic GUNSHIP, which retailed for $119.99, which is a stellar price. I believe this was released in 2013, which is really not that old if you think about it. I think this is probably the better one of the GUNSHIP models LEGO has released. This is, of course, inspired from episode 2, so the minifigures are pretty stacked. You do get Anakin Skywalker, Padme, Obi-Wan. You also do get a clone pilot, a clone trooper captain, and then 2 of the super battle droids, and what is a pretty decent looking Republic GUNSHIP, obviously, for a playset. Now, this was a set I really think is probably the most iconic thing that comes from the Clone War TV show and the Clone Wars era itself, and I'd love to see this be made back. Of course, there are rumors circulating around about a UCS set. Of course, it did win the vote from, what is it, over a year ago now, so we're going to stay tuned and see if that comes up. But the Republic GUNSHIP's probably going to be the first thing that comes to mind when I'm thinking about remakes of any Clone War era sets. The next one might be a little bit obscure, but this was a really big part of my childhood. This is the 8016 HYENA droid bomber. This release in 2009 is inspired from the cartoon series, of course. It retailed for only $20, which I find is a stellar price. And honestly, that's something consistent with all of these sets in the list today. They are released for really good prices, which is something we're not really accustomed to today. Of course, it does come with the HYENA bomber itself, which, if I'm being honest, if it re-released today exactly as it was, I feel like it would still live up to a lot of standards, even of today's LEGO Star Wars sets. It does show you how a lot of these sets do stand the test of time. In terms of minifigures, it did come with 3 of the jetpack droid minifigures, which I loved. These guys are super cool. They come in like the orange nougat droid, which looks really nice. But for $20, over 200 pieces, and a really good looking HYENA droid bomber, this is definitely a set I would love LEGO to bring back, to remake, especially to improve with some new and improved techniques and pieces. I think that would look really cool. The next set here is 7752 Count Dooku's Solar Sailor. This is, again, a little bit of an obscure set. It was a little bit more expensive, actually. This retailed for $54.99, only had 385 pieces. Of course, the big reason that I love this set for me was the minifigures. It did come with 2 of the Magna Guards, which were really cool and worth about maybe like $15-$20 now, which is kind of crazy. It did, of course, come with a Count Dooku, or Darth Tyrannus, however you want to pronounce his name, or however you want to refer to him from the Clone Wars. And then it did also come with one of like the speeder droids, which is more or less not really that important in this set, but it was a little bit of a pricey one. But I do think there's a lot of room for improvement if LEGO did want to bring back this set, especially with the angles on the actual sailor itself. But it was a really nice set to have. Minifigures, a really great selection, and definitely one of the sets I'd love for them to bring back. The next one here is 9525 Pre-VIZSLAS Mandalorian Fighter. This was a really good one, $50. So believe it or not, this was actually cheaper than the Sailor. Had more pieces at 403. It came with 3 awesome minifigures, or I guess really 2 awesome minifigures. One of them was Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Clone Wars version, which is a pretty good minifigure. Only wish LEGO would bring him back with leg printing. That would just be a dream come true. He did come with a Mandalorian, obviously a pretty standard one, just like from the Battle Pack. And then, of course, the main event or main minifigure for me is Pre-VIZSLA, which is an awesome, amazing minifigure. I love the Mandalore arc with Pre-VIZSLA in the Clone Wars. I do wish LEGO did something a little bit different with the Darksaber. Maybe there's opportunity for them to do that if they did want to re-release this set. If you want to buy it sealed now, it's about $200, which is pretty crazy considering it retailed for $50. But it is a great set. I think that the Fang Fighter looks good. I would have definitely loved to see maybe a little bit more tiling, a little less studs. But if this was something to be brought back, I think there would be a lot of room for improvement and just overall just awesomeness. Up next here we have the set number 7675 ATTE Walker. This retailed for only $90 when it came out in 2008 and had an absolutely stellar lineup of minifigures here. We did have Ahsoka Tano in her Padawan attire, which is really cool and also a very expensive figure now. Of course, you'd also get Anakin Skywalker, you got a clone trooper, you got Captain Rex in phase 1, you got Rada, and then you did get a droid with the really cool Stap, which is like basically the speeder that they use. Honestly, the ATTE is an okay set in terms of the vehicle build itself, but it's something that I think we could definitely see, especially since we saw it in the Mandalore arc in season 7. Maybe if LEGO did bring it back, we could see something with maybe some more Mandalorians, or maybe like a Gar Saxon or a Bo-Katan or something along those lines. Maybe even some more 332nd Troopers, but I'd love for there to be an ATTE Walker come back at some point in the near future. The next one is actually another pinnacle of my childhood with LEGO Star Wars, 7748, the Corporate Alliance Tank Droid. This retailed for $24.99 when it came out in 2009. This and the HYENA Droid Bomber were two very prominent sets in my childhood, and both of these sets, dare I say, held up very well to today's standards, as if you were to re-release it one-to-one copy, no changes. I feel like there still be a lot of really awesome things to look forward to. The set itself came with 4 minifigures, 2 of them were battle droids, and then 2 of them were the phase 1 clone troopers with the jetpacks, which are super cool. I feel like the tank itself was a really good proportionate size to the minifigures, which is a big reason why I love this set. It would be nice for them to do maybe something for the re-release of maybe an anniversary of episode 3 or anything like that. But it is a Clone Wars set I am dying for them to remake. I think it would do absolutely really well. It was just overall a really phenomenal set. The next here is probably one of the more obvious from the list. I think after season 7 we all need a remake of 7914, the Mandalorian Battle Pack. These troopers are pretty decent for the time being when they released in 2011. Retail for $12.99, came with 4 minifigures, also came with speeder and then like a little gunnery station. It's pretty much a one-to-one copy of the most recent Mandalorian one that we got, but that was actually from the TV show The Mandalorian. If you follow what I'm doing, it's a little confusing, but I'd love for them to remake a Mandalorian battle pack based off of season 7, based off of new torso and leg and maybe even head printing, helmet printing for Mandalorians that were on Mandalore as a part of Death Watch in season 7. This is probably going to be the more unlikely ones on the list, since again we kind of just got a remake of the Mandalorian battle pack. However, we can maybe still get updated Death Watch troopers coming very soon. Hopefully, we don't know, but this is just a set I'd love for them to remake more accurate to the Clone Wars TV show, not so much the Mandalorian TV show. Next here we actually have a set that I never got the opportunity to get, but it's one I'm absolutely dying for, so if anybody has these, please let me know. This is 750460 Coruscant Police Gunship. This was a great set, retailed for $49.99, which is a really good price considering the 4 minifigures in this set were absolutely stellar. Of course, you have the Clone Wars Anakin, which I actually am a fan of compared to a lot of other people's opinions. You do get the Ahsoka Tano, which is a really good minifigure, especially with the actual like hair head mold thing. But most importantly, you get the Shock Troopers. These guys are absolutely amazing. They might be my favorite clone trooper ever LEGO has ever made, and these guys are just at a ridiculous price if you're ever looking for them. But talking about the set, 481 pieces, 4 minifigures released in 2014, inspired obviously from the Clone Wars TV show. If you want to buy this new, it's about $170, $180, which is a lot, again, considering it was $50, and 3 of the minifigures in this set are unique and exclusive to only this set. I believe that's the Shock Troopers and then the Ahsoka minifigure. So there's a lot of desirable stuff in here. I think LEGO has a lot of opportunity to remake, reprint some of these minifigures, bring back the Ahsoka Tano in her Padawan outfit in a really new printed minifigure, which would be really cool. But this is definitely one of the top ones I'd like to see return. Getting on into the second to last here, we have one of my favorite minifigures ever. This is the 75022 Mandalorian Speeder. The main thing about this set, of course, was the Maul Mandalorians. What is, in my opinion, one of the most detailed and just overall a really aesthetically pleasing trooper. The Mandalorian Death Watch troopers are really cool, and I think likewise with the other Mandalorians, there's so much opportunity for new prints, new torso, new helmet, new leg molding, new leg printing, which should be really cool. And the speeder itself does hold up pretty well. The set released in 2013, retail for $25, which really wasn't bad. And also, of course, you do have the Maul. itself, and it should be noted that every single minifigure in this set is entirely exclusive to this set, again driving up the value of these if you want to buy them. If I'm being honest, I think it's only a matter of time before LEGO remakes the Season 7 Mandalorian troopers from both sides, but this is definitely one of the top ones I'm dying for. And the last one, which I'm sure a lot of you kind of have already guessed at this point, this is the 10195 Republic Dropship and ATOT Walker. This was a very good set. If I'm being honest, I never actually owned it. I've seen it though, I've held it, and it's something I desire a lot. Now, this set released in 2009 with a retail price of $249.99, which was a little bit, it was actually a lot now that I'm thinking about it. It came with 8 minifigures. Most of them were pretty much I think actually all of them were either pilots or phase 1 regular troopers. So this is a great army builder if you did ever find this on sale or you wanted to go ahead and expand your army. It did come, of course, with the dropship itself, which looks really good. There are also some really good custom models. I think what I loved about this specific set was the stickers that went on the side. I love the overall design of the actual dropship itself. The Walker, not so much. I feel like it was cool. Obviously, everything is sort of downscale to play scale, which is definitely to be expected. It came with 1,758 pieces, and this might be one of the most wanted sets, I think, from the Clone Wars, perhaps of all time. Now, this just about wraps up my list of top 10 Clone Wars sets I would love for LEGO to remake. Guys, down below, let me know which of these sets is the #1. If you had one wish, a magical genie came out of your LEGO set and said, hey, we're going to bring back one set, which one would it be and why? Let me know down below. But let me know also what you think of my list in general. Interested to hear what you guys think about it. But that's all we got for today. Hope you all enjoyed. Drop a like if you guys did enjoy today's video. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe down below for more content coming soon. And we'll see you later. Take it easy. Peace.